There's some I'm not seeing. Yeah. Kenny, at this time, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Master Combs?
Here.
Master Barger?
Here.
Master Tudor?
Here.
Master Buckton?
Present.
Judge Taylor?
Here. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Marty Frazier up from Madison Hills Christian Church to lead us in word of prayer. Appreciate you being here today.
No, honor. Thank you. Let's pray together, please. God of all creation and all people, we pray for those who have been chosen and have accepted the responsibility of leading this court. Guard their hearts from the temptations that power brings, and when faced with difficult choices, help them see the truth. Give them the courage to fight for their convictions and to make decisions that put the welfare of this county before all others. And when all is said and done, help them to unite as one to lead us to a better tomorrow. We pray for the welfare of this county. Use these leaders to make this community a place where all are welcome and every citizen can live in peace, harmony, and prosperity. With gratitude for their service, we ask your blessing and guidance for each of them. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Sheriff, if you will.
Please rise, face the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Thank you, Sheriff. Guys, this time y'all have had a chance to look over the minutes from previous meeting. I need a motion in a second, please.
Move we accept the minutes.
Second.
No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Buckton?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Treasurer's report will be at the next meeting. There's a group that's here today. It's an honor and a pleasure to have these guys here today to acknowledge their service to the community, all their hard work and dedication to Madison County, and as fiscal court members, elected officials, we should be very, very, very proud of them. It's been an honor to work with Sheriff Cole and his team since I've been in office for the past year and 9 months. So at this time, I'd like to invite Sheriff Cole to come up to the podium.
Thank you. Well, I want to start out by saying it's a privilege and an honor to be able to come before this fiscal court. Today's a very special day for the Madison County Sheriff's Department, the men and women of the Madison County Sheriff's Department. We've been able to set many goals throughout our administration. We've had a lot of letdowns and a lot of things that's taken place. We've had 3 shootings, involved shootings here in Madison County in the last several months. A police officer was slain. You know, we know what the problems are. We work every day to try to make this community better. We have people that serve with the Madison County Sheriff's Department as well as Richmond Police, Brea Police Department, Kentucky State Police, EKU. We all work together, and that is a big thing when we're the society in which we live, where we have to provide a law enforcement service and public safety for our community. I want to say today that I'm very proud and very humbled to be the Sheriff of Madison County, to hold this position. I think that we have been able to assemble one of the best law enforcement agencies. The men and women work very hard, very diligently, every day to make this community a better place to live, for our kids to be raised and our kids to be educated, and to keep our roads and our highways safe from drunk drivers and driving under the influence of drugs, narcotics. We work very hard, very diligently. Like I say, I'm very proud of these men and women. We have our court security people, some here today that was able to come, as well as their deputies. As you know, we provide 24-hour service a day, many other jobs that we have to do as a Sheriff's Department. But one of the goals that we set a little over 2 years ago was to work very hard, very diligently, to become an accredited office out of the sovereign of this great state. There's 120 counties, and I'm glad to say today that we are one of one of the 17 out of 120 that is a accredited sheriff's office in the state of Kentucky. So I'm very pleased to be able to say that. We've had Captain Sam Manley, Jennifer, we've had Mike Carmen, Lieutenant Markham, Lieutenant Todd Allen, Sergeant Eddie Good, Sergeant Derek Thomas, Sergeant Kenny Fields. We've had many of these people not only do their job each and every day, but work every day putting this together to meet the requirements, to meet the criteria that we had to meet to become accredited. And like I say, it's an honor and it's a privilege, and I think Madison County, I hope that they can see the professionalism, the work of efficiency that our department does each and every day. And like I said, I'm just very proud of it. And I also like to commend the fiscal court, each one of you. Without you all and without your all support, our work each every day would be tough. It's tough enough, but when we have support and we get things that we need for our officers to make them safe, to go out and do their jobs each and every day, I want to say thank you once again. It's a good marriage, it's a good relationship. We know what our job is and we're going to do it. And without your all support and help, it would be just about virtually impossible. You know, our court systems are clogged up. We have so many things that we do each and every day and so many complaints. You know, I don't know that we could ever have enough law enforcement officers on the streets. But once again, I want to commend our agency as well, each member, men and women, for the job they do. And I want to say that in front of all of you. I thank you for everything you do each and every day. At this time, I'd like to bring up Mr. Sean Butler. The accreditation comes from the Sheriff's Association as well as the Chief of Police Association, and that's their peers. And this is one of the gentlemen that comes in and does all the inspections and audits and make sure everything, our records and everything is right.
I promise I'll be brief. Thank you for allowing me to come today to make this presentation. Just a very quick story why I'm going to brief. My daughter says, Dad, you need to get in the 21st century. Quit writing everything down, put it on your phone. Well, I put it on my phone, my remarks for today. Well, I forgot my glasses. So here I am, and I'm going to shoot straight from the hip. We tried this with an iPad the last time, so from now on, I'm just bringing written remarks. So I can't say enough about the job that your sheriff and your sheriff's agency did. The accreditation program consists of 169 standards with many, many substandards that go in there. They have to examine each and every aspect of their agency from the ground up. The unique thing here is this is a voluntary program. It's all about making themselves better and to give a better service to your community. And I tell people this all the time. I have the greatest job in the world. I get to go around and see these departments that are trying to do better and do better for their communities. And in these trying times, I think that's very important. They worked very hard to do this, and they did an excellent job. So with that being said, I'd ask the sheriff to step forward, and I'd like to present him with his, whoever you'd like, Sheriff, to come up.
Sam, Jennifer, Tom. Yeah, everybody come up. All of them.
Hey, hey, come right here.
Come up here in a minute. That's the reason I hired him, right there.
Exactly right. Trying to feel.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah, well, we were looking at. Turn like this. Just trying to feel what the shoes are to toe.
We'll go too deep. Guys, come around a little bit. Come on up, guys.
Yeah, we all have the layer.
Yeah, let Russell be the man.
Get the back or kneel down in the front one.
Todd, you all come on around back in the back a little bit.
Heads out of the way.
That being said, I'd like to present the Madison County Sheriff's Office with their first 5-year certificate of accreditation. Congratulations, Sheriff.
Appreciate you guys.
Good job.
That's awesome. Hey, now every one of you have to stay.
Same.
I thought he was coming in with a big left hook there, right? See you now.
See y'all in 5 years.
I hope it's not that long.
You know, Sheriff, that was a pretty quick ceremony, and a 15-second pat on the back somehow seemed a little short for months and months and months of work that it took to get that. But we know you guys have done a great job over there, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, everybody's back settled. All right, first on the agenda today is Resolution 1612. It's a joint grant between Madison County Schools, the county, Richmond Chamber of Commerce, I think EKU, Berea. There's a great group of people. It's a work-ready skills initiative, and it's a pleasure today to have our Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas here. Also, Tom Martin is here with EKU, Executive Director of Economic Development. Is that close enough? Because I wasn't about to do the other part. Yeah. And it's always great to have you here, Mindy, as well. And Cheryl Cross, our grant writer's here as well. So, guys, if y'all want, whoever's going to come up, Elmer, I think, is going to come up and present the grant.
Thank you for having me and this group with me today. I think they were going to join me, but it looks like they've abandoned me.
You're on your own.
Let me talk a little bit about what the grant is. As many are aware, there's a workforce development grant that's been proposed for the Commonwealth. It's a $100 million grant, and it's a competitive grant. I think the last that I saw, 91 applications had been sent in, including the one that I'm talking to the court about today. And we really think that this is a grant that could be something huge for our community, and I'll just kind of talk you through it a little bit. This would be a vocational training center, and it includes so many groups. We're thinking about what we can do education-wise at our secondary school levels, in particular Madison Central and Madison Southern, as a partnership with Eastern Kentucky University, also with Kentucky Community and Tech College System. In addition, the fiscal court has been tremendous. I can't say enough about Cheryl and the work that she's done on working on the grant. And then both of our chambers are very involved, the Berea Chamber and the Richmond Chamber, and we've used a number of our factories and workforce in our community to come together to say, what can we do to have our entire community be work-ready, skills-ready. And so what we've done is requested a grant in about the amount close to $20 million. It has passed the initial stage, and that's the reason we're in front of you today to ask for your resolution. I'll go in front of our board this Thursday night, and if all goes well, we'll move forward with the completion of the application. It's due next Wednesday. The grant's going to do, if we receive the grant, it's going to do a number of things. First of all, it'll put a facility that we're anticipating being on our Duncannon property. And the facility then would house a number of programs that might look like aviation mechanics tied with what we're doing with EKU. Certified nursing assistants, but more specifically medical assistants seems to be the one that we're trying to get a number of our students in the healthcare involved with. We'll also have a number of other programs that might be welding, that might be certified driver's license training. And the goal for it would be that during the day it would really work kind of as a school system thing. So we would bring maybe 400 or 500 students in every morning. They would get their coursework, English, math, social studies, science. In the afternoon they would be working on technical skills such as the mechanics, also looking at HVAC and plumbing and so forth, the things that we need in our community that we can't find. And if you try to get someone to come to your house right now to work on HVAC, it's probably 2 or 3 days out, and they're striving to get employees as well. I know we tried to hire an HVAC person last year in Madison County Schools. We went almost an entire year before we were able to find that person and be competitive wage-wise and so forth. And so that's kind of the plan for the students. They would be in their academic areas in the morning, in technical areas in the afternoon, and then an interesting thing would happen at around 4 p.m. It becomes an adult center. We're looking at this being GED. We're also looking at technical skills for our adults so that they can be placed maybe in jobs in our area. And then a unique piece about this one is that we would also offer technical training to our inmates in our local jail. And I think that's a huge piece that sets our grant application apart from what we think the other 90 are looking at. So we would work then with Judge Taylor to work about, and with Doug as well, to work about how we transport our inmates, when we transport them, what type of training would be best for them as we really facilitate this transition from being an inmate to be a viable workforce in our community.
Great.
Is that based on, go ahead, Judge, I'm sorry.
No,
Like the number of kids involved, would that have a bearing on the application?
Well, I think a bigger part of the bearing on the application is that we are so well situated in Madison County. Of course, we're very close, 64 and 75 running right through us. And with the development of course, what we're trying to do with the airport as well has been really huge. The grant itself is trying to make a local impact that can be broadened regionally. And I think that's the reason that our grant is going to get, with some of the other things that I've said, is going to have that impact because we can become regional. As you're very well aware, we've got people coming in from Jackson County and Garrett County and Rockcastle County and Estill County who are all coming to our factories. And so we've got this huge pool of workforce. Maybe they need to have a few more skills and training, and I think that will set us apart in Central Kentucky for that. It's a good question. And the other thing, to the other side to your question about the number of students, of course we've got 2,000 students at Madison Central, and we've got about 1,250 students at Madison Southern. We're churning out those 750 or 800 graduates every year. It'd be nice for them to realize how good it is in Madison County, and if they have the skills and we have the work available for them, then they become contributing members
Well, it's a
to our
win-win
community.
situation for them and the county.
Sounds like it, and we love our community, we love our county, and why not make it better? And this could be one avenue to help do that.
and the partnership with the local industry is huge too.
That's huge.
You know, because it allows us to create an internal workforce, you know.
I'm really proud of everybody working together on this because it has been a community
Yeah.
effort on that.
That's right, it's a partnership.
I appreciate you bringing this idea before the court, Mr. Thomas. I think that's one thing that the county's lacking is some vocational training. And basically with just the small vocational school we have at Central, we're just lacking that extra training and enough availability for the other students. And the location halfway between Richmond and Berea is ideal for that. And I also like the piece of puzzle that we will be training some inmates for some of their rehab programs
Sure.
through that facility at nighttime, away from the normal school hours for the regular students. And anytime we can train some inmates and get them, you know, ready to go back into the workforce and be a viable part of society, that's a great tool. That's something we need to work with through our jail system here, and I think Doug would be willing to really help support this and work with it.
We got them 24 hours a day, don't we, Doug? All right, we'll train them.
I commend you on
I was
this
glad to
idea.
hear you, Mr. Thomas, talk about the, getting input from some of the local manufacturers. As you know, John and I and Randy Neely went down to Pulaski County last year and saw a great program down there that does that very thing. It cultivates their own people using manufacturers' inputs and stuff, and that is just a great program. So this is an excellent opportunity for us.
And we're on the initial stage, but we do have bigger thoughts as well, that if we can get our local people into some of our jobs, if we can create some of the higher level jobs inside of our factories as well, that they can really aspire to be maybe in some type of leadership in our factories as well, so that we do maybe come in at the ground level but have those opportunities to grow inside of and you know, make a substantial living for our community.
I think if we can partner with the local businesses and communities and factories, we will develop skills that they will need on the job and not develop skills that, you know, aren't able to get a job in the local area.
That's
So
been big during the meetings that have, the skills part is really what continues to come out in the meeting. And I know Mindy and of course Dave down at the Berea Chamber have been key in saying what our local industry and really business in a broader sense are asking for.
right.
I was in
vocational classes at Central, 71, and great program. And if I remember right, they was some of the surrounding counties. We had a select few students that came from surrounding counties at that time to our classes as well.
We still do that, and we would probably continue to offer that at this new site. I know Estill County comes, of course, Berea Community Model has that availability, and we also serve some from Jackson County. Of course, Garrett County has their own area tech center there at their right there on their property.
And I do remember I wanted to be in the welding class, and it was full, so I had to just take the mechanics class.
We feel our welding class, our auto mechanics class, and we're really talking about this broadening out from, while those programs are great and they're thriving every single day, they are full, and it's tough to really, auto mechanics is taught as auto mechanics, but we're seeing a lot of things with diesel mechanics and certainly with our aviation that we're not going to be able to do at that small facility next to Madison Central. This facility will enable us to do more of those types of things.
Expand, yeah.
Never too late, Roger, go back and
Right.
take some classes.
I just want to echo that we're glad to see all of you all here because we know that, you know, Eastern having one of only 2 aviation schools in the United States, I mean, this is a great opportunity for us. We appreciate all y'all.
Where else would you want?
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So guys, resolution 1612 is a resolution of the County of Madison, Kentucky, authorizing the judge executive to join application for and to enter into an interlocal agreement with the Madison County Schools, Kentucky, to execute any documents which are deemed necessary to facilitate the project and to act as a participant authorized to contribute to this project. So I need a motion and a second.
I move we move forward with this resolution, 1612.
A second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Job well done, guys. And if you're welcome to stay, but if you need to slip out,
Appreciate it.
see you. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here. Next on the agenda is award bid shelter in place CSEP. Michael?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
This is our shelter-in-place kit. The last ones that we had are probably 20 years old. We're upgrading these kits, gonna have a DVD instead of a VHS tape. Smaller box. We received 2 bids. After we've done all of the comparisons, we'd like to recommend that we award the bid to Pioneer Vocation and Industrial Services. You guys should have had those comparisons in the Dropbox.
They were both close, weren't they?
Yes, they were very close. It's just
Looks
a
like
matter of meeting all the specifications.
$250 difference in both bids, Michael, so
Yes.
whichever one I feel like that you all provide the best service for you, I have no problem with either one of those.
Pioneer was the one that met all of our requirements and specifications.
On your recommendation, I make a motion to approve it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
No more discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is award bids for audio video for the Joint Information Center for CSEP.
Yes, we received only 1 bid for this project, and we would like to award the bid to Creative Image Technologies.
And that amount was $92,677.59.
86 something?
That was the original bid amount. That went.
Oh, the amount budgeted for the
Yeah,
project was
that over
87.
what we had budgeted. We went into negotiations, and we're going to award the bid for $86,167
59
and
cents.
59 cents.
They were willing to come down to your budget amount.
Yes, they
They're a
were.
little below,
Did you get a motion?
not on this one, we don't.
I make a motion that we accept this bid.
Second that.
No more discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is award bid for the 2017 CSEP calendar.
This is the calendar we send out every year. We had two bids for that, and we would like to go with Post Printing. They had the lowest bid.
So moved.
Second that.
What will the pictures be this year?
It's going to be a surprise, Larry.
Okay.
No, going to be wildflowers, and they're pretty.
Okay.
So,
I know that's always good and it's interesting.
yeah, I think we've got a lot of flowers for this year.
So I have a motion, I have a second. No more
I
discussion.
have
Call the roll.
confidence in you.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.
And I've got one more thing, Judge, if
Uh-huh,
we could, just information about the fire truck bids. The fire trucks went out for bid on September 12th. We had a mandatory pre-bid meeting with all of the vendors on September the 26th, and they will be due on October the 14th. They wanted the fire truck bids to be out for this time period. It'll go longer than the 21 days because of the complexity of the project. The bids are due to the courthouse on October the 14th by 4 p.m. Once we get those bids, you know, we'll open them up at that next court meeting, and then analyze them and come back with a recommendation.
Okay.
I want to make you guys aware of where we're at on that.
Sounds great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Next, guys, we have personnel, the hire of some firefighters. Obviously, you all are aware of, we've had one that retired. We've had two that have moved on to better themselves, I assume. One went to Fort Knox and one, I think, is moving to Louisville. So then we also had two in the budget this year for new firefighters to up the number of firefighters that we have in our community. And today that so there's 5 total that we're going to be hiring. Today that we're looking at 3 in the recommendation of our hiring committee, which was chief, and we had some of our captains and firefighters.
Barney Alexander, Tim Gray, and Brandon Prince, which I pick someone from every single shift.
Right. Yep. Then upon their recommendations, I've actually met with all 3 of these that we're looking at. One gentleman's name is Joshua King. The other one is Ethan Allen Jones. And the other one is Brian Rollins. The 2 of them would start at $9 an hour because do they have their training?
No,
No.
not complete yet. No.
Okay. So what would be their starting?
725 be their starting.
725. Okay.
Oh, so 750.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, 2 of them were $9, one was $7.50. Well, so all of them gonna start at
Yeah,
7.
none of them are certified yet. Now you got 2 of them that's really close, but
So
they're
that
not there
goes
yet.
to $9 when they do.
Huh?
Does that go to $9 when they do?
No. Once they get certified 400, it go to 750. I'm trying to remember exactly.
I read
It goes to
something in there
750.
810, but I don't.
Okay. 725.
So that would be the beginning salary for all 3 then? Yeah.
How much more time will they need to get the certification?
Josh is getting pretty close. He's on up there. Ethan, he'll like a little while. We've got someone got a plan to get train them straight through a few weeks anyway. Some of the hard to get hours. I've already worked out with Georgetown and Frankfurt too. They got a recruit class at the end of October, and we're going to send them out to that and get it's like 40 hours that week, and those are the hard to get hours. The state mandated. After that, they'll be getting pretty close.
Which we know this going into this when we hire these guys.
Correct.
That
Correct.
we give them, what is it, a year? They need to get all that.
They have 1 year to get their certification.
Right.
But they still can do what the others do.
The state mandates that there's a certain 20 hours that they have to get before they can respond. After that, they leave it up to myself or the officer to say, hey, I think they're good enough, they can do it. There's nothing says they got to be 400 hours certified before they can actually fight a structure fire. There's nothing says that, or 5-day fire. It's how we feel comfortable with. Now, some guys at 100 hours I feel comfortable with, some of them with 200 I'm not yet. So it just depends on the person. So that.
But they can't go in a fire until they get there.
Yeah, they actually can.
Oh, they can.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing says they can't.
Uh-huh.
But we're very cautious of that because we're afraid of the
obviously liability and just making sure that they're in a safe situation.
Because you got volunteer firefighters that all you got to do to be a volunteer certified is 150 hours.
Yeah.
So, and they go in all the time. So
Yeah.
it don't have to be 400, but
Yeah.
I don't know why they really make a differential there. I mean, a volunteer and a paid is really the only difference is you get paid.
Yeah.
They
Well, we
guys
want
work-
ours to be the most trained as they possibly can be. and be ready for any
Which,
situation.
that brings up a good point with that work-ready skills. I was hoping Mr. Thompson ain't around. It's been on my mind last 5 years, why can't we teach a vocation of EMT and firefighter? These guys will be ready to come out, certified, throw them right into work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're listening out there, keep it in your mind.
Thanks, Chief.
Voting all three of these one time.
Yeah, so we've got Joshua King, Ethan Allen Jones, and Brian Rollins. I need a motion and a second for the hire of these 3 firefighters at $7.25 an hour.
Under the recommendations of Chief Cox, I move we hire these 3 individuals as firefighters for the county.
Second.
No more discussion, call the roll.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs,
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is a second reading of ordinance 1611, which both these 1611 and 1612 are the second readings for budget amendments. 1611 is a budget amendment for the Whitehall Park, and this is a grant that we got to extend a parking lot out there, $75,000, which it's a 50-50. So obviously our 50% grant, so obviously our 75,000 will be in kind, which a lot of it will be because we'll be actually doing the work. So then the other 100,000 for this ordinance 1611 is Hope Swings Health and Family Grant. When we did the budget this year, we didn't think that Hope Swings, there was going to be funding for them in this, and there actually ended up after we passed the budget, so we need to budget amend this line item back into the budget for 100,000. So I need a motion and a second to approve the second reading of ordinance 1611.
So move.
Second.
No more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs,
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is ordinance number 1612. This is reserved for transfer for truck licenses distribution that we were unaware of. It's $27,905. And then also the discretionary funds we got for fixing Wilderness Trail, $200,000. At the time of the budget this year, we didn't know we were going to be 100% getting at it as well. So I need a motion and a second for the approval of ordinance 1612.
So approved.
Do I have a second? No more discussion, call the roll.
Master Botkin,
Yes.
Master Combs,
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is Madison County calendar for 2017. This is our holiday calendar. We just went ahead and got this out early so employees and stuff could plan sort of holidays and vacation times for next year. As y'all see on Dropbox, we have 2017 holiday schedule is New Year's Day, which is Monday, January the 2nd. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is Monday, January 16th. President's Day, Monday, February 13th. Good Friday, spring holiday, and this is closing at noon on Friday, April 14th. Memorial Day is Monday, May 29th. Independence Day, obviously Tuesday, July 4th. Labor Day, Monday, September 4th. Columbus Day, Monday, October 9th. Thanksgiving is Thursday and Friday, November 23rd and 24th. Christmas is Monday, December 25th and 26th, which is a Monday and Tuesday. New Year's Day, I think that should actually say New Year's Eve, will be Friday, December 29th.
Judge, do you know whether or not the state's put out a schedule yet?
I'm not sure.
Because sometimes you have the situations where the county is open and the state is closed, or vice versa, poses problems. Columbus Day, President's Day, a couple throughout the year. So hopefully this will be consistent with what the state's done too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you've got folks that want to come in to do state business in a county building which is closed.
Right.
Folks don't always pick up the difference.
Well, we can always amend this, can we?
We can, and I mean, this is pretty much the same as we've done this year.
Probably with the exception of Columbus Day.
Yeah, but this is what typically the state does because there won't be an election day next year, and so typically the state gives Columbus Day on a non-election year. Is that correct, Colleen? Yep. So that's why we've chosen Columbus Day this year. Yep.
Make a motion, we accept the calendar.
So moved.
No more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Watkins?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, the judge's report. I've got a few announcements. I'm gonna run through these fairly quickly, but if you don't quite catch it all, if you're on listening by radio or by television, you can always get on our website and check out these upcoming events. But there's a dedication and ribbon cutting of the new Madison County Health Department's clinic building on Friday, October the 14th at 11 a.m., which that's this Friday at the Health Department on Boggs Lane at 11 a.m. Kirksville Community Center at Kirksville Park will have their annual Fall Carnival on Friday, October 14th, which is again this Friday. There will be a chili supper beginning at 5 p.m., and the activities will be from 6 until 10 p.m. And that's at the Kirksville Community Center. Halloween Lights drive-through is going on now through October 23rd at Fort Boonesboro State Park from 8 a.m. and until 8 p.m. each day. And that's I don't know if anybody's ever been to that, but it's pretty neat. I'm sure, Doug, you've been down there for that before. But people actually get booked there at the campground years in advance to actually decorate their campers and spend a week down there during Halloween. So it's a neat event. We've taken our girls down there before. Berea Community Schools Homecoming Parade will be Thursday, October 20th, beginning at 4 p.m. Berea Community Schools Homecoming Game will be Friday evening, October 24th against Bishop.
Brossard.
What is it?
Brossard.
Brossard. Bishop Brossard. The game will be played at Fairstown Middle School. EKU's Homecoming Parade will be Saturday, October 22nd, beginning at 10 a.m. through Lancaster Avenue and Main Street in Richmond. EKU's homecoming game will be that day at 3 p.m. against Jacksonville State. There's a Ghost Walk at Whitehall State Shrine. That will be October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And again on October 28th and 29th. Reservations are required. Please call 623-9178 for the details. There's a Hands Don't Hurt rally against domestic violence Thursday, October 27th at 6:30 p.m. at the First United Methodist Church on West Main Street. They have a chili cook-off. Mark, I think you are a judge?
Yes, sir, I've done
Yep.
it for a while.
Yep.
One of the few things I'm good at is eating chilies.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good event. It's something that I hope people support in our community.
Right.
You know, most of us don't have to resort to actual violence at our home, but for those that are victims, we need to rally around them and offer community support. That's a good way to do that. So it's a good event. I encourage everybody to come.
Yep. Richmond's Halloween Hoedown will be Thursday, October 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. all around the Madison County Courthouse Square in downtown Richmond. Berea's Halloween at the Park will be Monday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. at Berea City Park. Trick or Treat in Richmond, Berea, and Madison County will be Monday, October 31st from 6 until 8 p.m. And then we're having an event tonight, which is our strategic planning session. So anybody that hasn't been to the one we've already had in Richmond, please come down to Berea at the Folk Center. But it's our strategic planning section. We had a great turnout in Richmond. The Berea session will be at the Folk Center at 5:30, and it's open to the public. We want to hear people's input and talk about the future of our county and how it's going to grow. So that's what I got, guys. Thank you for your time and patience listening to all that. Comments from department heads? Anybody need to come before court? Comments from magistrates? Larry?
No, sir, I don't have anything. Just
It's
glad
good to have you back.
I'm glad to
Yep.
be back. Thank you.
Glad to be here right there.
Raj?
Don't have much, just seems like everything's going pretty good. I know most of us got our blacktopping done. We appreciate that. I always need more, but thankful for what we got. Haven't done anything yet.
Thanks, Raj. John?
I just like to say, I'm glad that the new 3 hires we have with the fire department today, 2 of them live out in my district, and I'm familiar with them somewhat. So it's good to have somebody come before you that you know is going to do a good job for the county, and I appreciate that. Like Roger said, I think all the blacktopping pretty much is done for this year. There will be some holes, patching, potholes, so just call us and let us know if you have a spot that needs worked on. We're still out working every day. Appreciate Willie and Scott out there. And just one little report, Sam Jones Bridge we've been working on for a year and a half now is back up and fully operable. Appreciate, county working on that, and we had a couple of residents down that way come in and give us appreciation for that, and anytime we get something done and people are willing to, let you know they appreciate it, it makes things run a little smoother, and we appreciate that, those comments. That's all I got, Judge.
Tom?
Judge, we had a accident apparently down at Will Green last night. A car rolled into the lake, and I'm sure that's out, but be careful if there's anything left down there for that. Also, 2 weeks ago, I guess this Saturday will make 3 weeks ago, over on the Mentalist Road at the CSX crossing there, they had a car got hit by a train out there. Very bad situation. I've asked or I'm in the process of asking CSX to come back there and cut the right-of-ways back. I went out yesterday and looked at it and took some pictures of it, and it is obstructed, but it's not a guarded crossing there. It's just the lights, so everybody needs to just pay attention to those. You take your life in your own hands every time you cross one of those intersections, so just please be careful with that. I'm proud to say today, Judge, that on October the 7th, Friday, that Reagan Mackenzie Botkin, 7 pounds 7 ounces, was brought into the world, and my new grandpa shirt says, "Pap, I'm a yes man." So if anybody needs me for anything, they can reach me at 200-9765.
Congratulations, buddy. I'm proud of it. That's good. Mark, do you have anything?
No, sir, thank you, I'm good.
Kenny?
Yes, today, 4 p.m. is the deadline to register a vote or change your address. If you can come by our office and fill out a card, or you can go to elect.ky.gov and do that online. And anytime you need anything, questions or anything, our website address is clerk.madisoncountyky.us. If you're going to absentee vote, please get your application in. Call, email, whatever. We need as much time as possible to get those out. We are slammed right
You
now
all
with
mail
voter
those, is that
registration.
right?
Yes, yeah.
47.
4703, 624-4703. We've gotten thousands and thousands of online registrations since this has come out.
Good.
Which is a good thing, but it's a
Yep.
whole lot of work to do.
Yep. Good. Appreciate what you do.
Sure.
Comments from the audience? Sure. Please. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Hi, my name's Mary McMahon, and I'm really pleased with the first one on the agenda, the joint grant with the school department and everything. It's not really a comment, I just have a question about number 7. I don't really understand and wondered if you all could explain it to me.
So the second reading of ordinance 1612,
Uh-huh.
When you get funds that aren't in your budget, you have to amend them into your budget.
Okay, so what was it for? So what are you doing with Wilderness Road?
Wilderness Trail was funding that we had got to resurface from.
And so you've done it. I had heard from the department that possibly you were gonna finish and make the part closest to Panur Road a 2-lane. Is that still a possibility?
We are.
You are eventually?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, we are this year. So this
Great.
budget year, we will be. When we asked for the request, we asked for $275,000. That was to go from basically the baseball field there at Cottle all the way to Cedar Hill.
Awesome.
And the discretionary funds that we got for that project was only $200,000, and we haven't been able to get all the way. So we've done to the bridge,
Right.
resurfaced, and in the springtime and through the winter, we're probably going to be going ahead and widening it out the shoulders, putting gravel on both sides. But we won't actually resurface that section until spring, when the blacktop plants open back up.
Great. And so truck license has really nothing to do with Wilderness Trail?
No, it's just a budget. It's a different line item where we got extra funds back from truck licenses, which I think came through Frankfurt. Yeah.
Okay. Our concern when I just opened up the agenda for the meeting was there was something about you were gonna allow trucks or something.
No.
Awesome.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that was just my only
No.
question. Great.
Not other than your normal cattle truck traffic or something that needs to
I
be.
understand, but if you all, I live right at the end of Cedar Hill.
Okay.
And I take that road, go out every morning to Cottle and around, and if you're going anywhere except to Lexington, I travel that road.
Yeah.
And you take your life in your own hands at the first part that's not a two-lane, because everybody seems to think, well, even the two-lane part, everybody seems to think their lane is the middle lane.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's,
Pretty much.
I've been on it many times
Oh,
as
I
well.
know. I've seen
Yeah.
you walking it and everything, and I tell people that ride a bike or walk on it, you know, you're taking your life in your own
That's right.
hands. There were kids that were running it for track or something, and I told Randy and Eli, I said, you gotta get those kids off that road. That's the worst section of the road anywhere in town they can run.
Well, the first section, I actually went out there to just check on it, how it was. The section we've got complete is a lot better.
Oh, it's,
It is. The curve, even right there at the baseball field where we took out those trees, you know.
oh, and you
that's
smoothed
not
it
a
out
hazard.
too. There's not the big
Yeah,
bump.
That's right.
and
So it
it's-
looks a lot better, but the other section will be done too in this fiscal year, which
Okay.
this ends June 30th
Okay.
of 2017.
It's
So,
great. Yeah, we just
Yep.
know to go slow and watch for everybody coming like demons. So
Yep.
okay, thanks. I just was
yeah,
curious.
appreciate you coming in. Yeah, love it. Any other audience comments? I need a motion and a second to pay the claims and approve the transfers.
So moved.
second.
No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Tudor?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes. Next court date is Tuesday, October 25th, right back here in the fiscal courtroom at the courthouse in Richmond. Again, that's Tuesday, October 25th. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
No discussion. Call the roll.
Mr. Tudor?
Yes.
Mr. Buckton?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Thanks, guys. Good meeting.